Hello, everybody, and welcome to FSL 101. My name is Vicki Nucci, and I serve as the program coordinator for Fraternity and Sorority Life here at Temple. And I first want to say welcome. Welcome to our community. We are so excited to have you, and we're so happy that you decided to join one of our many organizations here. Today, we're going to chat a little bit about the community at large, give you some context as to who we are as a community, what we stand for, and also who makes up our community. First, though, we are going to hear from TJ Sullivan about the Greek experience in general. So I'm going to kick it over to TJ.
Thank you. No, sincerely, thank you for choosing to be a member of a fraternity and sorority. Honestly, what were you thinking, right? I mean, right now, with all the stories that are out there in the news and with all the demands that are on you as a student, the time commitment, the money, you making a decision to join a fraternity or sorority is awesome. Thank you very much. I don't think we say that enough to our members. Our organizations wouldn't exist if every year there weren't people like you that decided that this was a good place to spend time. You know, you're the kind of person we look for. You're energetic, you're enthusiastic, you're committed. Maybe you're a good athlete. I don't know, maybe you're a good student. Hell, maybe you just had cute hair and straight teeth. We like that. You know, whatever it was, we sat in a room and all these names came up. And when your name came up, someone piped up and they said something like, oh yeah, he's cool. Or oh, she's cute. She's on brand. People care about brand a lot right now. You know? Or she would really fit in great here as a sister. Whatever happened, you know, we looked at you and we decided that you're someone who could make a difference here. You're someone that we could not just be friends with, but be something more with. Be a friend, a brother, a sister. And so we decided to pick you. You chose us, we chose you. You'll do great things here, and hopefully we'll make you a better person, a better student, a better citizen. We know you had your reasons for joining. Let's be honest, a lot of different reasons why people join. Maybe you saw the house. Maybe you saw all the members walking around with big smiles on their face, eager to see you. Maybe you saw the pride that we exhibit in our organization on this campus. Maybe, I don't know, you just wanted a place to party. That's okay. That's okay. I guess I'm supposed to say that that's a bad thing, but no, you know, we all want a place that we can have fun. College is hard. We want to have a place where we can have fun and meet beautiful women and meet boys with cute hair and straight teeth. You know? It's okay, you know. Maybe you just wanted someone to sit with at football games. People have joined for lesser reasons than that, you know. But maybe a person approached you during the recruitment time, and that one person took an interest in you and asked you questions and told you about themselves, and you said, that person right there, that's who I want to be at this university. That one person who just really made an impression on you made you join. Or maybe some of you are sitting here right now and you're thinking to yourself, my God, what the hell am I doing? You never saw yourself joining a fraternity or sorority. There's a lot of us, I was that guy. Never thought I would be a fraternity man. Never thought that was in the cards. It was definitely not part of the plan. But you know, you come to these organizations and you connect, and you find a place where you can invest, and you see a chance to make a difference, and all of a sudden, it's all you're talking about is being in a fraternity or sorority. You know, it's a family. You know, those of us that have been in the organization for a while, we know it's a family. And just like any family out there, it has its dysfunctions. Not everybody loves each other all the time. We get on each other's nerves. We have problems just like any other family. But here we invest in each other, we care each other, we care about each other. That's the part about fraternity and sorority that maybe you haven't seen it yet, but trust me, you will. I think it's probably the very best part of it. So this is the start of something really cool. Here you are, a brand new member, shiny, excited. We hope that you'll be the brother or sister whose impact will really be felt for many, many years here. We hope that we'll make you a little bit better along the way and and somehow this organization will grow and get more significant as we pass this time together. Everybody's got a different way to bring you in, different organizations. Some it's 3 days, some it's 3 weeks, some it's 3 months, but we're gonna take some time, and we're gonna get to know you, and you're gonna get to know us. Honestly, recruitment is not really good for giving us a lot of time to get a lot of depth of knowledge of the people we're having join. So, and the funny thing about fraternity and sorority, I always say fraternity and sorority is like a magnifying glass. Those big magnifying glasses that you hold up to something and it gets really big? That's what fraternity and sorority can sometimes be. Whatever you brought to us is going to be magnified when we hold fraternity or sorority up to it. If you're a good student, fraternity and sorority blows that up. If you like service, or if you were a leader before you came to this campus, fraternity and sorority is going to blow that up. Unfortunately, it blows up some of the negative things too. If there's a drug or alcohol problem, believe me, fraternity and sorority can blow that up too. If you're someone who maybe wasn't really particularly good at interacting with people in a social setting, fraternity and sorority can blow that up too. We're going to have this time, and we're going to get to know you, and you're going to learn a lot of names. You're going to learn a lot of names. You're going to learn about our traditions, our history. You're going to maybe understand what some of these symbols mean. We're going to have little ritual things, with candles and fancy words. It's this whole thing, but you'll be part of that. We're going to bring you in. And it's all going to culminate in this moment at the end where we ask you to make a lifetime commitment to the organization. Now, if you have tattoos, then you know what a lifetime commitment feels like. Right? This one is sometimes a little more painful than that, I think. But, when you sign your name on the dotted line for your fraternity or sorority, you're making a lifetime commitment to that organization. You're saying that you're going to be part of it forever. And that's a big moment. It's exciting for most of us, But before you do that, before you sign your name on the dotted line, before you get that first t-shirt, or you really are a full-on member, there's one lesson that we have to teach to you. It's the most important lesson any fraternity or sorority can impart upon its new members. Because if you don't get this one rule, our organizations won't continue to exist. This one rule is more important than our history, our traditions, any of the things you see us doing, our meetings. It's more important than all of that. Because if you don't get this one rule, your son or daughter won't have an organization like this to join someday. All of this will be a fuzzy memory they do movies about, or they tell stories about. Fraternity and sorority won't be here. One rule, one lesson. You ready? Here it is. From the moment you say yes to this organization, you are always wearing your letters. I'm going to repeat it because I really want you to get it. From the moment you say yes to this organization, you are always wearing your letters. I'm not talking about a hoodie or a hat or a tattoo, or even the fancy jewelry that we wear on our shirts or dresses. I'm not talking about any of that. What I mean is, from this point on, everything you say and do is going to be a direct reflection of everybody else affiliated with this organization. We're going to be judged every day by the choices you make. And honestly, not just your chapter, all of us who call ourselves Greek, all of us who are in fraternities and sororities, because the people out there, they don't know the difference between the letters. They see someone who's in a fraternity or sorority doing something good, they feel good about us. They see someone in a fraternity or sorority doing something stupid, they think we're all awful. You represent us all the time, all the time. When you go to the grocery store, you represent us. When you go to class and you engage with the professor, or on the other hand, maybe you fall asleep and you get a bad grade, you represent us. When you drive down the road and you stop so a pedestrian can cross the street, you represent us. When you turn 21 and hit the town, or when you go on spring break, you represent us. Right? When you lead another campus organization, you represent us. When you insult another group on campus, or go on social media and make some racist rant, or film a racist song on a bus somewhere, you represent us. When you get dumped by somebody, and we're all going to experience that, most of us, when you feel terrible about how a relationship ended and you make decisions about how to behave in that circumstance, you represent us. When you say something sexist or homophobic or just insensitive, when you bash the university, you represent us. When you sit at your mom's dining room table at Thanksgiving, you represent us. When you are at your job or you're in an interview, when you come back for homecoming or alumni weekend someday and you meet all of our new members years after you were a new member, you represent us. When you go to church, when you win your Nobel Prize for physics, everything you do from this point forward is who we are. Now, it's almost like you wake up each morning and you take a Sharpie and very carefully in the mirror you write the letters on your head, right? Can you imagine in the morning? You have to write them backwards so everybody can see it, right? Imagine you did that every single day, because that's really what it's like. People will form their impression about what fraternities and sororities are by those choices you make. We live in a time where the action of one man or one woman can kill a group like ours. One decision an 18-year-old member of our group makes on a Friday night can shut down everything that people have spent a century building. Entire communities can be closed. That's going on all over the country right now. People are questioning whether fraternity and sorority is even a good thing for some major campuses. One 18-year-old making a bad choice on a Friday night could kill all that. You know, fraternity is fragile. Sorority is fragile. It doesn't seem that way when you join. It seems so big and it seems so powerful and influential and everybody looks so confident. But fraternity and sorority is pretty fragile. Everything you see, everything that you've come to associate with fraternity and sorority can be boxed up. We can put padlocks on doors. Everything that generations have worked to build can be lost because of poor choices that one person or a small group of people make. And that's because fraternity can be messy. Sorority can be messy. People are messy. Things happen. And that's why we need to step up. All the stereotypes you've heard about fraternities and sororities, all the negative images you've seen in some movies and on TV when they talk about fraternities, all of that didn't just come out of nowhere. It came because of the poor choices that people who came before you made. And somehow we've survived to this point, but none of this is your fault. None of this is, you just joined. You just joined. But you're always wearing your letters. You need to understand this before you sign your name on the dotted line and make that lifetime commitment, because things are different now. We need you to be something better than just a friend or a good member. We need something more. We need you to take care of each other. We need you to very consciously be the best version of yourself that you can be all the time. Not just when you're at meetings or at an event. Always, always, right? You have to hold each other accountable. We have to start getting in the habit of looking around at our brothers and sisters, our fellow new members, and holding them accountable to something higher than we've ever held other friends in our lives. We have to be something better if we want to survive. And I know this sounds like a lot. And if it seems a little intense, that's good. It is serious. That's where we are right now. If it sounds like too much work, if it's not what you signed up for, walk away now. It's okay. Do us a favor. We won't dislike you. We won't trash talk you. In fact, we'll thank you. But forget how much you want this. Forget how much we might want you as a member of this fraternity or sorority. And ask yourself one question. Are you ready to never take them off? Because when you say yes, you're not just putting the letters on a sweatshirt, you're putting them in your heart. Who you are becomes who we are. And right now we need to be better than we've been. A new higher standard needs to begin today. It has to begin today. You don't have to be perfect. Don't hear me and say, I've always got to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. I just want you to be mindful. I want you to remember that the things you do impact other people beyond just you. You'll make mistakes, and hopefully if we're a good fraternity or sorority, our brothers and sisters will stop you and say, hey, come on, this isn't what we are. We say we stand for some values, and I need you right now to be that person. You know, I need you to be the same dignified person on a Saturday night that you are on a Tuesday morning. You're going to see other brothers and sisters making bad choices too. Juniors, seniors. And you're going to have to step up. And it's going to be hard and it's going to be awkward, but you're going to have to step up and go, hold up, wait, stop, think. Is this what we stand for? It can and it must begin with you. There are good things with fraternity and sorority that are worth saving. And I know it frustrates you, and it definitely frustrates your members of your chapter that people don't talk about that part of fraternity and sorority. The community service, the sense of ownership we feel for this university, the giving, the family we provide to each other, all good things worth saving. But we need to replace the nonsense that has existed out here for many generations, and we need to put something in that's more dignified. If you're doing things right, you're going to make this a better organization. If we're doing things right, we're going to make you a better person. We're going to make you love this campus. We're going to give you lifelong friendships that are absolutely going to change your life. That's the promise of this Greek life thing. We work together to make ourselves something better. We stand for something. We carry each other. We matter to each other. You are always wearing your letters. The most important rule that we can ask you, the most important responsibility we want you to get as you start this journey with us. So please think about it. Take it seriously. Because if you say yes, these letters belong to you as surely as they belong to our founders. Say yes, and these letters become your responsibility forever. Every fraternity and sorority has founders. Right now, we need saviors. Let's fix this together. Let's make fraternity and sorority amazing. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, I really can't say it any better than TJ did, but I do love when he talks about wearing the letters on your heart, right? As a way for us to really showcase our values, showcase who we are as people. So that kind of ties into what we're going to talk about next, which is the 4 pillars of our community, which are academic achievement, leadership development, community engagement, and friendship for life. And we're going to dive into these more in the coming slides. So first, we have academic achievement. Something we really pride ourselves on is our GPA. So typically, our students that are affiliated with a fraternity or a sorority have a higher GPA than the overall Temple GPA, and that is just something that we are so proud of. And we know that the bonds that you all will form in these organizations will, those people will become your study buddies. They'll become the people that you are accountable to perform well in school, or they might just be more people in your network, right? That might have taken that really hard bio class or that really hard, music composition class. So these organizations are all really wonderful spaces for you to tap into the different academic resources that kind of make this high GPA really possible. Okay, so community engagement is, again, another one of our pillars, and we just want to take a moment to kind of share the difference between community service and philanthropy. So philanthropy typically is the money that we raise for different organizations that our organization holds near and dear, right? And whereas community service is our physical time, effort that we do to make our community a better place. And what's really cool is that our community completed a little under, 12,000 hours of community service. And on average, each member completes about 6.5 hours of service. So this is a really important part of what it means to be Greek here at Temple. And then lastly, we put on a ton of philanthropy events, and in total last year, we raised about $42,000, and on average, each member has raised about $23.75 for their philanthropy. Leadership development. What would we be if we didn't help our folks become the leaders of tomorrow? So we have many opportunities to engage in our leadership development kind of competency area. We host leadership retreats. One of our most popular events in the picture that's on the screen here is our Emerging Leaders Retreat, where we take rising sophomores and juniors on a camping trip where we teach them all the skills and tools that they would need to be really great leaders of their organizations. Then we have our Critical Conversation series, which happen once a month. And we talk about different topics like alcohol and other drugs, hazing prevention, sexual assault awareness, and all of those things that are really critical to the health and success of our organizations. And then we have our Diversity Lunch and Learns, which also happen once a month. And these are spaces for our campus community to come together and talk about topics that are important to us around diversity and inclusion efforts. And we also have a variety of executive board positions, whether that's through your individual chapters or through our 4 councils, which we're going to talk about shortly as well. And then last but not least, I think one of the best parts of my undergraduate experience in a sorority was this friendship for life component. Some of my best friends to this day are from my sorority, and I really owe a lot to those folks who have really helped me get through my college experience. So we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the importance of the relationships and the community that you are building together. Okay, so what does it mean to be a member of one of our organizations here? So, or really, who are our organizations? So we have 4 councils, and you can see on the screen here, our IFC, our Interfraternity Council, our NPHC, the National Pan-Hellenic Council, the Pan-Hellenic Council, and then our Multicultural Greek Council, and we'll get into the differences between the 4 in a moment. Currently on our campus, we have about 31 active fraternities and sororities and 4 new organizations that are returning, excuse me. And approximately, we have about 1,800 members, which is a really exciting number for us. It's an exciting place to be, and we're just so happy that you joined our community. Okay, so to start off, we have our Interfraternity Council, or you may hear it be referred to as the IFC. It's made up of 7 organizations, with Delta Chi being our newest. These are our historically white fraternities, although throughout the years that historically white marker has really been lifted. Our organizations are trying to diversify and include as many folks as they can. So that is our Interfraternity Council. Next, we have our Multicultural Greek Council, and these are our folks who are tied to different ethnic groups, though they are not limited to those ethnicities. So these are the groups that we have here, our newest being Mu Sigma Upsilon, Sorority Incorporated, Groove 5 Groove, Social Fellowship, and Strong, which is an interest group, but hopefully they will be chartering shortly. Then we have our National Pan-Hellenic Council. Some may know it as the Divine Nine, and these are our historically Black organizations. We here at Temple really pride ourselves on having 8 of the 9 Divine Nine organizations, so it's a really exciting council to be a part of, and our Greeks and our MPHC really pride themselves on service, scholarship, and philanthropy, just like all of our others do as well. And then lastly, we have our College Pan-Hellenic, which is made up of 6 sororities. These are historically white sororities, female organizations. And again, that is just by history. That doesn't necessarily mean that's where we're headed. So our newest of these organizations being Tri Delta. Okay, and then to kind of wrap it all up here, we want to harken back to that message from TJ Sullivan of you're always wearing your letters, right? And we kind of want to talk about this really important tool that we have here at Temple University called the medical amnesty policy. And the medical amnesty policy really protects students who are calling for a friend, for themselves, who are experiencing the signs of drug or alcohol use. And what happens with medical amnesty is that folks will typically call TUPD for a friend who may, again, be exhibiting the signs of drug or alcohol overdose. And the university then provides what's called amnesty to the students that are involved. So even if you yourself were drinking and were calling for help for a friend, you would not be held to the same outcomes as someone who might not have called for medical amnesty. So that means that folks will not get the fine from student conduct, they won't receive the parental notification home, and they will not be on disciplinary probation for this semester. So again, we have this as an incentive. We want you all to look out for each other, to take care of one another. And if you all have any questions about this, we're going to have our contact information on the next slide, and we're happy to chat more. All right, and to kind of wrap it up here, you have our contact information. You can always reach us via email or on the phone if you want to call. But mostly we are very active on our social media channels, especially Instagram. So you can follow us at Temple FSL, and that's where you'll find all the information for upcoming programs and events. And I just want to say again, congratulations on joining our community, and thanks so much for being here.